On December 10th, Neptune stations direct in Pisces for the final time at 29 degrees of Pisces, the very end of the zodiac wheel. And from now until January 26th, Neptune moves through this last phase of Piscean influences that are closing out. I'm seeing it as the final credits in the movie. Final credits are rolling. Also, Saturn is traveling behind Neptune, supporting these energies dissolving, unraveling, and being removed. And I think that this Neptune stationing direct is going to really support us in feeling new levels of peace around the endings. Now, Neptune has been in Pisces for almost 14 years. And as it closes out this energy cycle, you might feel that you're really ready to be complete and move on. Because Neptune moves so slowly, we can find we have more time to feel into our fears, to resist change, to understand what we have really enjoyed, sort of like, I don't want that to go, or I don't want that to be over. And maybe there are things in your world that you've been sensing they are phasing out, that you're on the precipice of an important time of transition in your life, but a part of you has been afraid of that change. Well, I feel from now through the end of January, we're going to have a new level of trust in the endings. Sort of like, I'm okay with that being over. I'm allowing that to leave my energy field. I've worked through it. Because another thing that this Neptune and Pisces has been doing is that with the ebbing and flowing of these cycles, we've been digging into more layers, deeper spiritual meaning that isn't visible at first. It doesn't meet the eye at first. You don't see it. And then with the time that we've had, especially the past year or so, definitely 2025, but I'm thinking back to 2024 when Neptune first got to 29 degrees of Pisces. Now with Saturn here, also closing out time in Pisces, there's a sense of I'm really okay with these completions. Because again, we've had time to work through the deeper spiritual meanings and energetic layers. Yes, I've done videos for you on this topic before, but I'm feeling like there's a transition that's happening here in December, and you could even feel more relief, just lighter. There's something too about feeling that you've really grown spiritually. And because of that willingness, you're more psychic. You're more aware of what the next new thing is going to be, which will certainly be more evident and clear in February when Saturn and Neptune are conjunct at 0 degrees, 44 minutes of Aries, the very beginning of a whole new cycle for us personally, but collectively and globally. The world is changing in really big ways. I feel too that, with this shift in Neptune, you might feel ready for the next dream. You might really be ready for the next unknown chapter. Like that anticipation is more encouraging. It's more exciting than what it's been before. That maybe you're more on board with moving forward and moving on. So I'm hoping that, of course, this is what we feel with Neptune moving through Pisces for the final few weeks here. We did get a taste of what's to come with both Neptune and Saturn having been in Aries earlier in 2025, but it also created very big wobbles, very big levels of confusion and uncertainty. And I'm feeling that it's clearing out at a deeper level And it feels too like part of what, sometimes I get these timeline changes that they don't always track, like they move fast. And what I was seeing was tracking back to Age of Piscean energies of who we have been in other lifetimes, where we came in with a sense of, I'm really here to serve. I want to support and contribute to something much bigger. I want to use my energy in a higher way and to go into some really deep spiritual understandings of what it means to be a human on this planet. And I'm feeling like that's part of these deep layers and these karmic energies that are clearing out, is that the story has run much deeper than we anticipated or knew. And that what we're clearing out relates to these Age of Pisces imprints, where it's like we gave up something. It's interesting. We gave up something from a very trusting place, and what we thought we would receive never came through. And so it feels like unmet promises, or things that we thought, well, I did this, so I thought I would receive this, and it didn't complete a loop. I don't know how to explain it. I'm seeing like it wasn't fully completed. And so it's also letting go of what was not realized, what promises were not met from other lifetimes. Again, I'm feeling Age of Piscean influences here that we just have to find peace with. It's that the forgiveness, the higher spiritual meaning. I'm feeling it as the spiritual mastery that we're noticing in ourselves now is much more elevated. It's a higher level of spiritual mastery that maybe didn't seem possible like 2 years ago. And I'm seeing it as what we've had to just clear out and wipe clean. Like, okay, I just want to clean the slate on that, or I just want to be done with that. I'm over it. I'm free and clear. But that's what I'm feeling. This energy runs deeper than initially expected, or what we initially knew. And so as this Neptune station's direct, you might feel yourself being relieved, like deeply relieved of something that you have been energetically holding and carrying across lifetimes around a promise that wasn't met, something that wasn't delivered. Feels like you had some level of sacrifice, self-sacrifice, something that you gave up or you offered, and it led to disappointment. Themes of disappointment, being let down, things that you thought would happen in your world. It's interesting because this could be so many areas of life. But I think that's a big part of what both Saturn and Neptune and Pisces are bringing our attention to. Can you let it all go? Can you let it all be a part of your soul story that's contributed to something that showed you more about who you are now in this present reality, in what you're claiming next? And it's interesting because it feels like, can you let it go, knowing that it doesn't diminish your power in any way, and doesn't diminish your abilities to keep manifesting and creating the next version. And because we've been in this energy, and because I've been talking about it, I know you've been hearing about it, and you're probably like, I'm so done with this topic, Molly. Okay, but I got to give it to you straight. Over these next number of weeks, you're going to be asked to really be at peace with what is and what isn't. to find that place of detachment in yourself that honors exactly where you're at. And it feels really beautiful. It really feels empowering and strong. And so that's what I wanted to offer through all this talk of endings with these planets moving through Pisces. Are you embodying a peacefulness? Because I'm seeing it as it looks like this golden ribbon of the soul's frequency. And I'm seeing gold because the soul will interpret everything as a gift, everything as an experience in the human realms. So I'm seeing it as a golden ribbon of the soul's peace frequency. Maybe that's also what I'm seeing now, going back into these Age of Pisces energies that feel dense and heavy. They just have a guilt, a worry, like the energy turned in on itself. And maybe that's part of the unraveling here. Anything you've been clutching or holding as like from a place of personal responsibility or thinking, I'm seeing a village, and I'm seeing a village with very gray, heavy energy that is just very slow moving and dense, and it has an energy of despair even. And I'm seeing it as this energy that is being cleaned and beautifully relieved of like all the energy of the village, because you know, places on the planet hold the energetic imprints of what's been experienced there. And so in this particular village that I'm seeing, it feels like there has been a lot of just despair, loss, heartbreak. I'm feeling like this could have been one of these small villages that lost a lot of people to war. Men didn't come home. You never heard from someone again. Like it has this grief in it. And what I'm seeing is that there's energy that comes through that alleviates this energetic imprint, and it removes that emotional mark that was left on this village, transforms it. I am seeing it sort of like a bibbidi bobbidi boo, the fairy godmother here, coming through and allowing it to release and move through. And it feels again like this gold ribbon of dazzling energy that comes through to clear those deep imprints, to clear the grief, despair, sadness, heaviness. And it's clearing out what has been, but there's that sense of honoring what was. I'm just going with this. I wasn't anticipating talking about any of this, but here we are. So part of what I'm feeling is that this is where you could find the energy is working with you across lifetimes or timelines, taking you into previous soul experiences that maybe aren't about right now, but you held a lot of grief or despair, and you had a lot of loss, and there was some big disappointments. And this is a time when you have the power to clear all that, with both Saturn and Pisces here in this very rare cycle that's taking us to the rebirthing energies in February and March. So for whatever it's worth, I just want to offer that. And I'm feeling not only that the energy is being lighter, more peaceful, more exciting, but it has even some freshness to it. Like it's a little bit dazzling. It's a little bit thrilling that we are in a phase that we can start anew, and start anew from this level of consciousness, from this place of self-mastery, spiritual mastery, and self-awareness. And I feel like that's what it's directing us to. So of course, I only offer that if it resonates. But if you're feeling that this energy has been working with you very personally, probably has, especially if you have planets or points in the late degrees of Pisces or in the late degrees of the mutable signs. Okay, so the late degrees of Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Both Saturn and Neptune are working with you to release some potentially significant soul lessons, soul imprints, soul memories. It does run that deep. So overall, I hope this is a beautiful turning point, and that it also gives you a renewal of trust, new hope in the future, excitement around what is to come that is unknown, but also lifts your spirit and reminds you that good things are going to be happening next year. 2026 is very different than 2025. So just know that good things are to come, and that's going to help you understand perhaps even what played out here in 2025. I'll talk about that more in another video here in December. So thank you so much for joining me. Always appreciate your time, energy, and attention. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you back here soon.